Anyone working on financial inclusion, FinTech, microfinance, or any related topic has heard of M-PESA, which is now considered one of the most successful money transfer services in the world. 10 years after it was first launched in Kenya, it has overcome all expectations. It has not only changed the payments landscape in the country, but keeps evolving towards new applications. And to know more about them, we have Mrs. Esther Gitonga from the Capital Markets Authority, Kenya. She is Quality Management, Investor Education and Public Awareness Officer. Esther, good morning, good afternoon for you, and thank you so much for enlightening us about M-PESA.
Thank you.
Okay, then let's go with the first question. We have all heard of the success and the outreach of M-PESA as a payment means, and how it's gathering pace compared to cash. But M-PESA is going far beyond, since it's becoming the gateway for a wider range of financial services and products. Could you tell us more about the less unknown applications and possibilities of M-PESA?
Wow. Actually, that's a very brilliant question. I will start with the possibilities of M-PESA. You know, M-PESA is going far beyond the wildest imagination of what mobile money could do in an emerging market that Kenya is today. Most people probably didn't think of Kenya as an innovation and technology hub, but indeed it is. In 2007, It became the launching pad for M-PESA, a transformative mobile phone-based platform for money transfer and financial services. And since then, M-PESA has undergone explosive growth, and it has become a key pillar of the money payment solutions in Kenya. And that is by offering a whole spectrum of innovative solutions to address different customer needs. M-PESA revenue as at March 2017 was 27% of the company's total service revenue. Can you imagine how much that was?
I cannot.
Yeah, it was USD 2 billion.
Yeah, a lot, sure.
And this was after 32.7% M-PESA revenue growth for the financial year ended March 2017. And as you can see, the spectrum of M-PESA has expanded to 10 countries, boasts 29.5 million active users, and process up to 614 million transactions per month. In 2016, for instance, it proceeded 6 billion transactions. And to appreciate the level of activity, M-PESA processes 529 transactions per second. Can you imagine?
Huge.
Yeah, so maybe to answer you on the second part of the question about the less known applications, there are quite a number we have. First, we have M-Shwari. This is a paperless banking service offered through M-PESA. It enables one to open and operate an M-Shwari bank account through your mobile phone, and that is via M-PESA, without having to visit banks or fill out any forms. With the mobile, you can access a locked savings account, which allows M-Shwari customers to save for a definite purpose and for a specified period of time. Number two, we have Hakikisha. I hope you get it right, Hakikisha. This is Hakikisha.
What's Hakikisha?
So this is a new enhancement to M-PESA, and it enables one to confirm the name of the intended recipient of funds before completing the M-PESA transaction. We have use of ATM withdrawal services. This service is only available to M-PESA registered customers and the banking sector, that is the ATMs. And most of the government and private institutions have linked their services to M-PESA. We have M-Ledger account. This is where one can access their financial statements and can receive money M-PESA statements through email easily and conveniently. Then we have M-BAO pension plan. It is a voluntary saving plan for a period of time, and it matures at the time of retirement. either from a formal or informal employment. But Kenyans save a minimum of 0.02 USD daily. Now, you can calculate that per month. It's a lot of money, especially for people in the informal employment. We also have M-PESA, which is a service on your mobile phone that allows anyone to send, save, and spend funds, especially for medical treatment. And the money stored in M-PESA can only be used to pay treatment and medication. So in case you have an emergency, it better be for treatment, medical issues only. And lastly, we have M-PESA. This is a 3-year fixed coupon retail infrastructure, special limited offer bond, which is affordable to all demographic cohorts for only 30 USD. So this explains how important mobile phones are to Kenyans. And in fact, I like this. Kenya, it makes me happy because in Kenya, it's very easy for someone to forget their wallets. and even their wives.
Yeah, but it's a lot of new possibilities, and well, considering the success of M-PESA in hindsight, it looks clear that there was a need and a market for this kind of services. But it was a mobile company who came up with the idea. What can we get from the fact that the financial system didn't see the opportunity and the need in the first place? Is it right to say that financial inclusion has not been fostered by the financial industry, but a mobile company?
Like I said, it's very easy for someone to forget their wallets and even their wives, but it will be a disaster to forget their phones. So to answer your question, not really. The idea that resulted in the creation of M-PESA was born after researchers, and it was funded by the UK's Department for International Development, that is the DFID, the foreign aid of the British government. They noticed that Kenyans were transferring mobile airtime as a proxy for money. Then the researchers saw the potential in this idea, and they therefore facilitated a connection with the mobile service provider, which is Vodafone. But luckily, Vodafone had been considering ways to support microfinance through its mobile platform, as access to banking and credit was limited in Kenya, and transporting cash was both risky and credit was limited in Kenya. So it was becoming so risky and slow. In collaboration with Safaricom's technical team, Nick Hughes, know him? He is the Vodafone's head of global payments. He developed the M-PESA idea and applied for funding through the DFD Challenge Fund. And nearly a decade now after its launch, M-PESA has transformed economic interactions in Kenya. After its launch, M-PESA transformed the economic interactions in Kenya because it has reshaped Kenya's banking telecom sectors, and it has extended the financial inclusion for nearly 20 million Kenyans, and it facilitated the creation of thousands of small businesses. It has been especially successful in reaching the low-income Kenyans, and to mitigate against the risk, the financial sector in Kenya is relatively highly regulated. And the situation, however, changing, and regulators are increasingly allowing the market to come up with products and services that will address the market needs. It is a service that was launched, and the regulators developed it later on. Thus, to have a more inclusion in financial markets, the regulators, they needed to allow innovators to try various ideas they have. And like this can be done through the sandboxes. Although the mobile operator was first to market with M-PESA, the financial sector has been a cornerstone of the success of M-PESA. Bank M-PESA agents, and they offer banking services to the M-PESA services and the M-PESA agents. Like now, in capital markets, intermediaries have also embraced mobile-based trading platforms, and they are supported by mobile payment solutions for clients. and thus has enhanced the interconnectedness financial sector and M-PESA. So if I say M-PESA is very key to the growth and deepening of FinTech as more products be developed in relation to the mobile payment solutions through M-PESA.
Oh, okay.
And the launch and success uptake of the Amakiba government, we have an Amakiba government bond with payment M-PESA and invests with as little as 30 USD. So it points to the mutual collaboration between the financial system and M-PESA to open up bond market to retail investors. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, Esther, at this moment, are there more mobile money accounts than bank accounts in view of the growing use of mobile money?
Growth in banks accounts has been driven by mobile bank accounts. For example, M-Shwari. It has partnered with many banks, like to give an example, there's Commercial Bank of Kenya, Safaricom, and Kenya Commercial Bank M-PESA. So for Kenya, Commercial Bank M-PESA, we have 8 million active accounts monthly. Can you imagine? It's a lot, yeah. While conventional banks accounts, they've decreased over the last decade.
That's a
Other
lot.
banks in Kenya, they have interest loop, whereby customers don't need to go to the bank. They can use their mobile phones to an account, send money, pay bills, buy goods and services, look for investments, manage their loans, debit and credit their accounts.
Sure.
They got used. Can give you statistics. According to Access 2016, the household survey, the mobile phone is the most preferred tool, with 43.3% of Kenyans using mobile financial products such as M-PESA, followed by 24% in the banks. And surprisingly, more than half of Kenyans saving in bank accounts, they are saving in mobile accounts such as M-Shwari, M-Cooperative Cash, we have Equitel, we have Kenya Commercial Bank M-PESA. But nonetheless, 50% rely on mobile money, as against 8.7% relying on traditional bank accounts. But over 40% of Kenyan households, they use their savings to cope with major shocks. Thus, the number of Kenyans increasing, at least, if I can say, one saving or depositing instrument has gone up by 18% since 2013. And nearly 90% of the Kenyans can access financial services outlets for less than 0.5 USD. And this is accessible to even the key remote areas you can never imagine. So mobile is therefore a key driver of the dynamics around bank accounts and growth in numbers.
Yeah, sure. Well, the success of M-PESA is completely out of the question. But yes. Esther, last but not least, have you identified any potential risks or downsides? Have you observed any needs or challenges from the perspective of financial literacy or consumer protection?
Actually, due to the emerging, or rather the merging of M-PESA into the financial system in Kenya, with M-PESA as a key component, the service has become systematically important and is an area of focus for the regulators and the government more broadly. To say, the regulators have put in robust frameworks to ensure transparency in issues such as transaction charges as part of consumer protection, so that consumers are aware as they do business. And the mobile operator, that is Safaricom, has also been raising awareness about protection of personal information for M-PESA accounts, such as personal identification numbers, and that is through educational campaigns. I spoke to you about Hakikisha. Hakikisha. Yes. So, which is a new enhancement to M-PESA, and it enables one to confirm the name of the intended recipient of funds before completing an M-PESA transaction. But nevertheless, with Kenyans have adopted a culture of transactions, M-PESA, I think there is a need for enhanced literacy on sending funds, keeping in mind issues of fraud, identity theft, and carefully reading instructions and reporting any challenges to ensure customers use the system to their benefit, and that is in a safe environment. So if I can say, Safaricom has taken several systems updates to enhance the customer experience, and it has also raised the bar in terms of security features around M-PESA. But however, there is still an opportunity for undertaking financial literacy in a collaborative way, with the financial sector partnering with Safaricom to achieve optimal impact. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Esther, thank you very much for sharing your time with us. We do really appreciate your insights, and I hope we'll keep on learning from your experience in the future, and
yes,
we keep in touch.
Yes, maybe one piece of advice to the audiences who will be listening to me to take away from this session is that FinTech is here to stay, and it's time to embrace it. It can work in one country, it can fall in another country. So it is therefore very important to have a keen look at the pros and the cons in order to be able to choose a user-friendly technology tool. And so let me grab this opportunity to thank all of you. I feel honored to have spoken to a very learned, high-profile delegation, and I wish you a nice stay in Argentina, and above all, a more engaging and fruitful event. Thank you.